What's going on, everyone? Affordable Altars here. We are gonna do some art today. So let me tell you, I am quite excited about today's project. So, for those of you out there that haven't got a chance, maybe you just want to go steal some of your kids' paints, dig up your old art stuff from college, high school, who knows? But go grab it. We're gonna talk about a few things here today, but first things first, folks, get yourself a nice little spot to put your card. Get yourself some painter's tape, folks. Don't use Scotch tape. Don't use electric tape. Don't use duct tape or Gorilla tape. Oh my God, don't use Gorillas. They're very, very aggressive. Slap that on the back and look at, we did everyone's favorite color. But folks, what we're gonna do here today, what I have received is some So Flat golden paints. They are matte acrylic. I have some lovely red, some lovely orange, and what we're going to be working with here today is our N5 neutral gray. Again, these are the So Flat golden. So here's the story that goes with these, folks. Again, if you've seen me before on Instagram, on whatnot, streaming, doing different art projects, well, I'll have you know, Altars has been reaching out to a whole bunch of different people in search of some fun new art things, and I let's try this again. I reached out, there we go, to Golden Paints saying, hey, I'm an artist. I work almost exclusively in trading cards. Did you have anything that you would like me to test out, to try, see what works well? And the person who wrote back, very nice, super polite, loved the conversation we had, ended up sending me these 3 lovely colors. And again, I asked if there was anything specific they'd like me to say, and strictly that they gave them to me absolutely free to try out because they want the art community to be the best possible place it can be. And I'm going to give you guys my honest review. And if you like these paints and how they work on Magic the Gathering cards, maybe you want to change up what you've been using and try out these So Flat. So I know recently, I'm still finishing it up. Maybe in a few years we'll watch this and go, oh man, he really did add in the last few details, but I used a bunch of this paint on the scrubland, folks. So if you're Magic the Gathering player out there and you're like, oh, well, he's using this paint on a scrubland. Well, let's see how it does, folks. So what I'm going to do here first, right, I've moistened my brush. Make sure you've done that. I've a little bit of water. Even squeeze it with your fingers. You want it just a hair bit, not dripping. If it's dripping, all that cardboard's going to have a bad time. But we've dipped it in the paint. I'll just repeat what we did here for you guys to see. We're going to wipe it along the edge. So we don't have a ton of paint, but just enough to... And again, let's see how this paint works. And again, if you're an altarist out there, an artist, and you know that usually you have to get them borders nice and painted just to, you know, prep the card, if you will. There we go. That is just one simple layer. I can say, having messed with these a little bit, they do dry rather quickly, which is nice, again, as an artist, because you're not really sitting there. But the pigment on these definitely, I believe, is some of the best pigment I've come across. And again, with the So Flat, they are a little bit different compared to their slow drying line. If you guys are familiar with their golden slow drying, we'll do a whole video on those as well. All right, so there's a little bit more paint on this, but again, as Magic the Gathering players, we know we want the thinnest cards possible. So again, kind of just show you guys the gradient. So this is with a lot. And again, I was able to really smooth it out. It doesn't look really mountainous or craggy, if you will. Maybe right here where that first brush stroke was, just to smooth this out a bit more. But if you guys can see, again, right, even that first layer that we did with only a hair bit on the brush, let me do a second layer over that. And as you guys can see, we've almost completely gotten rid of the background with, again, minimal paint. I know, again, if you guys have tuned in to the live streams where we're painting with, you know, more affordable things like, what is it, Apple Barrel, Artist Lofts, Palmer Paints, They all have different consistencies. You're going to need to use different thinners or a water base. And again, I will be doing videos on those in the future. If you're a company out there that also wants an honest review, send some paint my way. We'll see how they work on Magic the Gathering cards, because Alters loves to alter fun things. I mean, we even did, where was it? We even paint on slabs. So if you want to see how acrylic is working on slabs, especially the slow dry, I can tell you guys the slow dry and the slow flat are like almost a perfect combination. We'll do a whole nother video on that. But let's just say if we're a Magic the Gathering player and we're looking for any sort of cardboard color hider, right? Cardboard color hider. I don't know if we're going to stick with that name. We'll get back to you on the name, right? It's a tough one. Also, I punched the camera a lot in my live streams. I do apologize for that. A few people here on YouTube, you didn't hit a speed bump. That was just me. And again, if we're just looking how minimal paint is actually on this, not a lot. Let's check out the coverage area now on this part, right? So again, we are going to want some sort of nice even base as well, because we don't want it craggly as we go along. And again, I'm just slowly thinning out the layers too, because we don't want thick layers on a Magic card. So again, when looking at this in terms of a Magic artist, or maybe you're into Pokemon, sorcery, Flesh and Blood, any number of things, And again, as you can see, really, a lot of the pigment up top was great, but we also were able to really cover down here. Maybe, again, depending on your project, the gradient you're going for, that's going to work for you. But even just as a first coat, you know, when we come back in the second time, the trick here, folks, start where it's the lightest, work your way up. Also, fun little painting trick. If you are trying to get a nice little base layer, make sure you're doing opposite direction. Give yourself a nice little thatching look. It does help get rid of some of those streaky lines. And if you are getting really streaky lines, we'll have a whole nother video on paintbrushes as well. So if there's any questions on anything you have in terms of art, please use these videos. Ask me the questions. I'll make videos. We'll answer these. We'll get the best sort of answers we can get out there for you in an affordable way, but also what seems to be worth the most bang for your buck. Because again, if you're constantly buying cheap stuff, maybe you should have just bought one expensive thing. Maybe that was the affordable thing. We'll get you there. But again, this video strictly, again, was just going to be for the So Flat Golden Matte Acrylic. Alters needs to get better just reading names. But yes, it is the N5 Neutral Gray. If you like what you've seen, check it out. It is their currently new, some of their new colors. But they do have a ton of options. And we'll try to put a little link in there for you. But thank you guys for hanging out. We'll have another video soon.